Welcome back. All right, so apologies for the lateness in between the end of the game and the start of this review, and this is the only review I'm going to be able to get done now. I'll be able to do two more after the game that's being played now is finished, avoiding all spoilers and all that. So, yeah, for Colorado, they did it. Now, yes, if you're a Blues fan and you want to state, hey, we had a lot of injuries, you did. Perron never gets into this series. Bortuzzo, Falk, Dunn, also out for the blue line. And so I get it. But at the same time, I don't think a fully healthy Blues team would have beaten the Avs either. Would they have won a game? Probably, yes. And at certain points of this game, I thought the Blues were going to at least win this game. I really did. I thought, they're a former Stanley Cup champion. Yes, they're injured. Yes, they're down, but they'll probably at least win a game. And that was, I said that in the preview and doesn't end up coming through. But the fight was there-ish, right? So, Blues haven't had a lead in any game coming into this one. So first three games, they haven't even had a lead on the scoreboard. Early chance went to the Avs. And the last Avs sweep was in 2001 versus the Canucks. Well, in 2001, the Avs won the Stanley Cup. So if you want to be excited as an Avs fan, they just won the President's Trophy. Now they've got a sweep in the first round. This looks like 2001. I know it doesn't mean a whole lot because in the next round they likely play Vegas. And that is going to be absolutely fantastic hockey. I am over the moon. Now, it is still possible Minnesota comes back. Minnesota has come back from 1-3 down before, although that was against Vancouver. All of the stats tend to be against Vancouver. You notice that you're a team, you want to do something special, play against Vancouver. So the shots were 2-0 for the Avs at 5 minutes, and the Blues would have a hard time getting shots to the net through most of this game. Binnington, I thought, needed really a huge game to win this. I figured he was going to need to steal it. And he did his best. Things get scrummy 5.5 minutes in. The Blues were throwing big hits early, but they needed more shots. They needed those opportunities at the net that they weren't getting. Fans really wanted something to cheer for. You could hear it in that crowd tonight that they really wanted to get loud and they really wanted to get behind the Blues. Taves had a shot that was saved as the Avs pressed. The shots were 2-1 in favor of Colorado at 9 minutes. O'Reilly got a couple of chances. Jost had a shot that was blocked by Krug. Binnington saves a chance for Graves. The puck control really favored the Avs in that first period. The shots tell you this as well. Bozak was robbed after a fantastic pass by Thomas, who had a good game. Late power play then for the Blues, and there was a shorthanded rush for Bellemare that doesn't quite connect. So coming out of the first period, it's scoreless. So even though Colorado had the lion's share of opportunities, it's scoreless, so it's okay. Second period, the Avs finish off the kill as Tarasenko's shot was saved. And I have to say, this is probably Tarasenko's best game of this playoff year, including the regular season and including last year's bubble playoffs. I think this was Tarasenko's best game. If this is a sign that Tarasenko is back, that's good news. That's something positive Blues fans can take out of this game. So, Donskoy had a shot saved as the Avs press after that. Tarasenko then had a shot that was blocked. Some back and forth chances. And then it's Tarasenko that opens the scoring from O'Reilly at 4 minutes and 25 seconds. So the Blues have their first lead of the series. And it's on a breakaway. And it was a Tarasenko goal. It's the kind of goal that you expect from Vlad Tarasenko. So, again, that's good news. Schwartz then had a shot that was blocked. There was offsetting penalties. So we get some 4-on-4 play. Binnington robbed Timmins. Thomas is on the Blues. Timmins is on the Avs. Robs Timmins, keeping it 1-0. The Avs then get their first power play of the game. McKinnon had a shot that was an easy save, but their power play today was sort of kind of lethal. Kinda. And I say kinda because it's padded at the end of this. Saad scores on the power play from Makar and Grubauer at 11:37 to tie it up. Blues did try to answer. And they even pressed after that. Grubauer making saves. Tarasenko and O'Reilly both looked dangerous every time they were on the ice. However, while they're on the ice, the puck goes the other way and it goes in the net. It's Landeskog from Girard and Rantanen at 14:53. So after two periods, it's 2-1 in favor of Colorado. We go to the third period. In the first minute, there's a snow angel by Binnington to make a save on a Donskoy chance. There were a few Avs that were around there, and he just snow angeled to keep it out of the net. whatever works, right? And again, we end up to, I'll mention this. Newhook took an awkward hit in the first period. He didn't end up returning to the game. So by the third, they're like, yeah, he's not coming back. Scandella then directs one wide after a Tarasenko chance. Blues just weren't getting enough shots. And their hits, just in general in this game, were pretty low at this stage of the game, comparatively speaking, especially with where we were at the start. And then Rantanen gets his first goal of the series from McKinnon and Landeskog at 4:20. And that line is, stop giggling, that line is just absolutely on fire. It is the best line in hockey right now. And so we'll see where they go from here. So that made it 3-1. It was a fast break chance that led to the goal. It was one of those things where the Blues have the puck, they turn it over, and it's in their net. Because that's how fast that line works. And again, Tarasenko trying to lead for an answer. Shen had a chance to deflect out of play. With 12:31 left, the Blues go to the power play. And they really needed a goal. And they get one not long into that power play. At 8:39, it's Tarasenko from Thomas and O'Reilly. So Tarasenko has been fantastic to this point of the game. Tarasenko and Binnington are the reasons that this game is anywhere near even. It's 3-2 at this stage. And O'Reilly was solid as well. So there, again, you've got to find the positives in all this, right? The Avs did try to answer. Grubauer stops a Bozak shot. The fans are really into it. The Blues had the jump after that 3-2 goal. It felt like there was a real opportunity for them to tie it. And if this had gone to overtime, who knows, right? O'Reilly had a chance that was saved. Comfer was then denied. Binnington was the one keeping it close. Saad was looking for another. This one was one of Saad's best games this year, too. The Avs were trying to kill the clock, and they were doing a pretty good job. They really were. Parayko had a shot that was blocked. The Avs would clear it out, dump it into the other end, and then repeat. So it's clear it, get it to center ice, make sure you've got the red line, and then just dump it in. Make them go 200 feet to beat you. And when you're ahead, you know, it's a really good strategy in this case. The Avs, there was no nervousness in their game at all. There was no signs of this team choking this away. They were bound and determined to make it happen. So Krug fires one wide. We get more conservative play by the Avs in the final 3 minutes. Taves was defending really well. Devon Taves had a very good game. The Blues press with 2 minutes and 45 seconds left. They would pull the goalie with 1 minute and 57 seconds left. And then with 1:48 left, Hoffman ends their season. Hoffman high-sticked McKinnon. And he high-sticked McKinnon hard enough that it did draw blood, and it actually knocked one of the screws out of his visor attached to the helmet. So it was a pretty solid, you can't argue, you can argue it's accidental, but you can't argue like it's just grazed him. It was a pretty solid one. So they reviewed it, and they found, yes, that's a 4-minute. And from certain angles, it looked like maybe the puck had hit him in the face. No, it was the stick. And so it's a 4-minute power play. And the funny thing was, of course, you get John Forsland saying, well, it doesn't matter how long it is. And I said to the TV, it does matter, because this means if the Avs score, they stay on the power play. So absolutely, this being a double minor is that extra dagger for the St. Louis Blues at a time where they really didn't need that and they were within a goal. And then the ref you suck chant started. So I've got that here in pink with a question mark. There really isn't a case for not calling the penalty there. So it's just out of frustration, but it's one of those head scratchers. Like, I'm not sure. It probably should have been Hoffman, you suck. But again, you want to say that to your own player? Good on you, fans. So the goaltender gets pulled to make it a 5-on-5, which means these goals count as power play goals. First, it's McKinnon in 1904 from center ice. And then in 1957, it's Nichushkin. And the odd, I mean, I don't know if I'd call it odd necessarily, but the interesting part, too, is in those last 30 seconds, the Avs had other opportunities at the empty net, and they really weren't trying to get another empty netter. So Nichushkin, it was more of a, well, I'm in front of the net. I have to. So he kind of throws it in the net at 1957. So the Avs win this one big, 5-2, but it doesn't tell you the whole story. The Blues did fight back. They did make it close. Binnington played really well. When it went against them, it went against them. The bounces were Colorado's way, and Colorado was so good today. This was such a good game from them. The shots show it 10-6 in the first in their favor, 14-5 in the second, and 10-9 in the third. In every single period, Colorado played like a team that is a Stanley Cup contender. Final shots 34-20 from Colorado, and I haven't seen anything in this series to tell me that my prediction that these guys will win the Stanley Cup is anywhere in any kind of danger whatsoever. Power plays. Again, Colorado ends up 3 for 3 because of those 2 power play markers at the end of the game. St. Louis 1 for 2. Hits only 20-11 in favor of St. Louis, so not a physical game. Block shots 19-13 for St. Louis. And yeah, St. Louis kind of ran out of gas in this one. In the third, they found that extra gear, but Colorado had already basically taken them out. Grubauer saves 18 out of 20. He was good, didn't have to be spectacular. And Binnington saves 29 out of 32. So Binnington played well, but now we get into that conversation of him having lost all 4 games here. He didn't win a game in the bubble either. So the Binnington conversation is now there, and we'll see whether or not that has legs through the offseason or what happens going forward. And so, yeah, the Blues end up being out in the first round. Colorado moves on. Like I said, they're probably going to play Vegas, and that should be an absolutely bonkers series. So there you go. Let me know your thoughts regarding this game in the comment section below, as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. And hey, until somebody figures out how to slow down that McKinnon line, Colorado looks like a pretty good bet right now. All right, we'll see how that turns out for them in the second round. Because, again, Vegas has some good scoring lines, too. So, man, it's going to be such a good series if that's how it turns out. But we got 5 games tomorrow. And then on Tuesday, we only have 2. Isn't that weird? We only have 2 games on Tuesday now. So, that's going to be odd to only have a couple of games. And now we get into that part of the year where, yeah, a lot of teams are just done. All right, thank you guys so much for all your support. Like I said, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And I will talk to you again soon.